Salt, fat, acid, and heat. When we can learn to utilize these 4 elements in the kitchen, it can dramatically impact our success. Now, inspired by Chef Samin Nosrat's popular book and TV show, when I personally read her book, I gained so much new knowledge and effective tools that helped me in my cooking process. Now, today we're going to go through each element and discuss the reasons why we use it, how we use it, and what we use. Salt. Now, salt impacts the flavor of our food more than any other ingredient. And it has a lot more of an importance than being pepper's right-hand man. Now, the purpose of salt is to amplify the flavor of our food. And this doesn't mean we go adding bucket loads of salt to all of our dishes. It means we need to learn how to be more smarter with how we use the salt and when we add the salt. When our food tastes flat, it's generally because it's under seasoned. Now, to properly season our food, we want to be adding salt throughout the entire process. Now, this allows the food to be seasoned from the inside out. So when we're adding the salt, we add a little bit and be sure to continually taste the food as we go along. Remember, you can always add more salt in, but you can't take salt out. Now, the best forms of salt to use, the ones that I preferably use, are a sea salt, finding a sea salt from your local area. If there is a sea salt from your country, there's always one of them. Himalayan salt, kosher salt, whatever you use, avoid table salt, as table salt has been stripped of all of its minerals and it's nowhere near as good for you as the other salts. Fat. Now, fat can often get a bad rap, just like salt. However, when we learn to utilize fat and have a better understanding of which fats are good fats and bad fats, it can dramatically impact the taste and the texture of our food. Now, fat can be used as either a cooking medium or as a main ingredient in our dishes. When used as a cooking medium, say for example when we use oil, the main oils that we use are olive oil, vegetable oils, coconut oil, peanut oil, sesame oil. There's so many different oils. Also, all things coconut. We use coconut cream in a lot of our curries, coconut milk. Now, it's important to gain an understanding on which oils have a higher smoke point. Now, the reason we need to know this is because when cooking or when frying with oils, if we cook, say, coconut oil, for example, in high heat, it deteriorates the properties of the oils. Now, the best oil to use for frying would be canola oil, sunflower oil, peanut oil. And when we need oil for sauteing dishes, we can use olive oil or coconut oil, oils that don't have a higher smoke point. A few hot tips for when cooking with oil. Make sure you add your oil to a hot pan, as this avoids the deterioration of the oil. You've got your hot pan, add in the oil, and then don't add your ingredients until your oil is hot. Always wait it out. Sometimes you get a little bit excited, you put the oil in, you put your ingredients in, but we want our ingredients to slightly sizzle when we put them into the pan. Also, when deep frying, make sure your oil's hot before you put in any ingredients. To test this, you can drop a little bit of whatever it is that you're cooking. If it sizzles and floats, then your oil is ready to be used. Now, when using fat as an ingredient in your dishes, the main plant-based fats that we use are nuts and seeds, again, everything coconut, avocados, and for me personally, I always love to have a little jar of chia seeds or flax seeds, and whenever I'm finished preparing a meal, I sprinkle a few of these bad boys on top. Now for acid. So if salt heightens the flavor of our food, acid balances and brightens the flavor. So sometimes our food can be properly seasoned with salt, but it still may taste flat. and the reason being it needs a little burst of acidity. Now, the most commonly used acidic foods that we use in cooking are vinegars, citrus fruits, e.g. lemon and lime, wine or beer, fermented or pickled foods, sauerkraut, kimchi. So next time you're serving your dish, serve it with a little squeeze of lime, a slice of lemon, a wedge of lemon, or alternatively, serve it with a little side of sauerkraut. Heat. Now, heat alters the state and consistency of our food. By gaining a deeper understanding of how different ingredients react to different temperatures, we're better able to use heat effectively to maximize flavor and texture in our food. Now, Samin suggests to first know what results you're after and then to work backwards. Say, for example, we're wanting some crispy potatoes with a soft center. What we're going to need to do from finish to start would be to fry the potatoes in hot oil to get the crispiness. Then to work backwards, we would need a soft center. To get a soft center, we would parboil the potatoes. And then, but the step prior to that would be to peel and to chop our potatoes. So by learning this, we understand the process of what's needed to gain the right consistency and taste of the food we're after.